thought she got struck by lightning.
I thought she got hit by a truck.
Yeah, well, whatever. She just didn't show up.
Without you. Without you. Without you. Without you. Without you.
Hey, would you like to get some coffee?
Psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's elation. And little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Hey, your surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin or is that war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn, hardcore, softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Mary McGill, be my ferry to the world, be my very own constellation. A teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobank, and you hear this piercing song off station to station. And Alder
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting, and now it's here. TBSN, the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
Make some noise!
The Tony Bruno Sports Network. Download the app. Tell your friends the game is on. TBSN.
All right, we are live here on Radio Row as we continue the broadcast that never ends, man. We start at 5 a.m. and then we go till 7 p.m. How many other radio shows, DTR, have you been on that stay on the air for 13 straight hours, man?
I tell you, I probably couldn't count them on my finger, man.
You know, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, of course, you know him with the Cleveland Browns, DTR. You know, this is your hometown, though. You grew up in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
So when you grow up in Vegas, you have to avoid the strip area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard, man, right? But you didn't grow up in dirty Vegas, right? Where did you grow up?
Hey, I wouldn't label it dirty Vegas now, but I definitely lived on the outskirts. Parents definitely took care of me for sure.
Now, obviously, you went to South Carolina. I know your mom was, getting her doctorate out there. So you grew up in Vegas, right? And then you went to South Carolina?
Yes, sir. So I was born in South Carolina.
In Columbia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you went to high school here, right?
And then I went to high school here, yes, sir.
How hard is it going to high school in Las Vegas?
Shoot. Luckily for me, I had good friends and good people growing up with that I can go to high school with. So that made the transition a lot easier, just being around my teammates and doing the football side of things. So.
Now, as far as your career, I mean, it's been a crazy year in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything everything was high. Everybody's like, yeah, man, the Cleveland Browns. And then things start going to injuries. And then, of course, Joe Flacco comes in. And that was an unbelievable run. But for you, I mean, you were the number 2 guy there because obviously Deshaun Watson's the guy.
Right.
But so how was it for you? Because you got a chance to play a little bit. And then Joe Flacco. So when Flacco came in and things started looking like you guys had a chance to make the playoffs, what was it like for you going through that?
Yeah, it was super cool and super fun of an experience, I'll say that. You want to talk about getting all different scenarios and situations. Just in a year alone, I've learned so much just being a rookie and being on this team and going through the things that we went through that I feel like people in the league probably haven't learned until year 3, 4, 5 or whatever. So I took it as a blessing. I loved everything about this year. Obviously, would like to win more games, but that's what you strive to do next year and all those things. So.
Watching Joe Flacco, though, I mean, nobody thought he would come back and play. Everybody's talking about how he still can throw the ball.
I don't know about everybody now.
No, I'm talking about the people who watched him play in the Super Bowl with the Ravens the last time he was in. And, he was with the Jets, but he didn't really play much. But he comes in, and everybody's talking about the ball that he throws. The guy still has an unbelievable arm for a guy who's 38 years old.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I seen it. He came in when he first got there. I forgot what week it was, but he was running the scout team a little bit and doing 7-on-7 and, I mean, just picking apart the defense. And me being a fan of quarterbacks and throwing the football, I noticed that right away. So, I'm a big fan of Joe's, and he's still got it for sure.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy, too, a great man. And to have him out there with his kids. I mean, when you're 38 and you got kids who can see
awesome.
His kids seeing their dad playing in important games at this stage of his career. So now, you grow up you're in South Carolina. You go to high school in Vegas, and then you go to UCLA.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's spanning the globe, man, from
Exactly.
East Coast to West Coast to UCLA. Obviously, Chip Kelly and, the aura of UCLA football. And now it's gone. The Pac-12 is gone, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, shoot. Going through from the time I was growing up to now, I feel like I've grown up really, really fast at a young age, just being put in different situations and things like that. But going back to Coach Kelly, you want to talk about opportunity after opportunity to lean on a young guy and watch him grow and develop and coach him up. He's the man I credit all that to for my success at UCLA. So I couldn't speak enough high things about Coach Kelly and that staff.
It's interesting because I was living in Philly at the time, and Chip Kelly, came from Oregon and was the coach of the Eagles, and things were looking good for a few years. And then, as happens, there's no doubt Chip Kelly is a great college coach. His ventures into the NFL, not as successful, but then he goes back to UCLA. And you see, when you look at Chip Kelly, he's definitely a guy who understands the college game and relates to the players in college football.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He was like my best friend. You know, a play caller and a quarterback got to be on the same page. And me and him, especially my last few years, we were clicking on all cylinders on the offensive side of the ball. And so, like I said, I love Chip. I always have him in my phone on speed dial, text him and call him if I have any questions football-wise or just life. So I miss his 2 dogs that used to be around the facility and all that. So, yeah.
Hey, Tony.
So, yes.
So, for Dorian, question for you. Since you worked with Chip Kelly, obviously being your coach, and in Philly we had a different side of Chip Kelly that we didn't get to see what you happen to see. What was the difference, you would say, from the fan base and unfortunately with the Eagles where we had the experience compared to your experience? What good takeaway can you take away from Chip Kelly when he was bringing you up through?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on it earlier. I think just opportunity, man. You know, there's plenty of times when I was playing there that he could have not given me an opportunity. And so that's kind of the thing I really respect for Coach Kelly, is that even when it was tough, he's going to lean on, he's going to be in your corner. And that's what you respect as a coach, or from a player's perspective. When you want to play for somebody and you want to go out there and basically lay it on the line every day, you want somebody that's going to have your back through it all. So I think that's probably the positive thing I took from Coach Kelly.
DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Now, did you know, you're sitting there and you go into the 5th round. When did you know the Cleveland Browns won it? Who did you think you would go to?
Shoot. There was a handful of teams I thought I was going to, and Cleveland was more, talking with my agents, I think Cleveland was more so kind of in the middle of all the teams. But yeah, man, I found out maybe 2 or 3 picks before they told my agents and things like that, and then they told me, but super ecstatic to get down there and work with Deshaun. I've been working with him in college and things like that, so it was awesome.
Now, we got young quarterback, we got legendary running back, fullback, back in the day, and the fullback position's back. But when this guy was playing, Lorenzo Neal,
lights out.
He was, well, Sean Merriman's lights out. You can't take that. I think he's got that copy. So, are you lights out, man? Wait a minute. We got to get his mic on here, Rob. Wait a minute. Turn the damn mic on for
action. Give me some action.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Tony, Tony told lights out. Don't steal my name, because Tony would knock lights out. He wanted to box him. Remember Tony, right?
Absolutely.
He's like, I've been the true lights out. How lights take my? I'm like, Tony, that's not me.
Hey, man.
Love lights out. Me and him played together at San Diego. But man, it's great to see you, brother. Grant Delpit, my little nephew, man. So we get it in. My son, the first cousin. So, man, it's awesome just to be, listen to you and just kind of your experience, man, and just to be in this league, man. Keep the grind on. You know this game, man. Yeah. NFL not for long, brother. So you got to want it. Keep the drive. Keep the desire, man. How was Joey Flacco?
Yeah, we were just talking about it a little bit. I mean, amazing, right?
Yeah.
Bring that up just a little bit.
How was the old man Joey Flacco, man, to work with and just to?
Amazing. I had heard things about when he was in Baltimore and Lamar coming in and that situation, and kind of if he was going to treat me a certain way because I was a rookie or a young guy, and he wasn't trying to deal with that. And complete opposite. Complete opposite. I mean, by far the one dude that I've learned the most from. Outside of Deshaun and the rest of the coaches, but just in my career, just somebody to lean on, watch from, take notes from, ask questions. I felt so comfortable doing that with Joe. And that's all credit to him and how a type of person he is.
And a lot of that comes from, his rookie year when he was with the Ravens. That was my, 16th year in the league, and he had Ray and all those guys, so he was a rookie. We went to the AFC Championship game and lost to the Steelers, and having that guy to understand, hey, look, man, veteran guys, you can lean on us and those different things. So I think those type of ethics that he learned came from a lot of veteran leadership, and it's great that he passed that on, man. But you got what it takes to be in this league, man. It's awesome to see, your success, though, bro.
But how about that? Born in South Carolina, moved to Vegas for high school, then went UCLA. Yeah. So you can't span the different. I mean, is it harder living in Vegas or in LA? Because you got a lot of temptations in both areas, man.
It's definitely harder in LA. Definitely harder in LA. At least Vegas here, I got my family, I got my friends.
LA kind of lit, man. It's a different Vegas.
I know. I lived there for 11 years.
Come on, Exactly. Well, you know, we're not even going to tell the stories about you. Come on. This guy, man, you got to watch out for him.
No,
it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is good. Now, so the one thing about Zoe that I love, because people stopped using fullbacks for the longest time. And to me, you were the last great. Now, there's Kyle Juszczyk, and there's some good, but fullbacks are coming back, man. And when you were there, you were like the best fullback in the NFL in your era.
Yeah, and I'm grateful, man, for that. I just worked hard. I knew what it was taking to be a great fullback. I had some great role models, and I think that, with the Chargers bringing in Harbaugh, he's going to bring back that fullback, understanding, playing against this guy, personal friend, what Harbaugh is going to bring to the Chargers. Excited about that. But you watch Juszczyk, the way that this guy goes in there, he understands technique, blocking with his outside shoulder, getting the leg down, cutting the guy down, understand, hey, look, giving the run back a lane to run through, sometimes positioning, pulling the shoulder, how to do those little nuances of the game as a fullback. Yeah, there was a lot of great guys, and I'm just glad that, hopefully the fullback can get some more recognition, and hopefully other teams will start picking them up.
Now, Chip Kelly didn't use, UCLA didn't do much fullback. It was just, the good thing about college football is now they're running pro offenses, and I think that's why a lot of young guys are making the transition from college to the pros easier, because most of these coaches are running pro offenses, right?
No, for sure. And we had evolved to more of a pro-style system as my years went on at UCLA, and it definitely prepared me a lot going into the draft process, combine, and then getting obviously to the team and training camp preseason, trying to win a job. All those things have helped me out, just learning from Chip how to call play, how to read a play out, what these different things mean and why you need to tell this person this in the huddle, and just things like that of the game. So,
what are you looking when you're a quarterback and you think about when you look at Purdy, a guy's in his second year, and you look at Mahomes, compare and contrast just the quarterback position when you say, okay, why does guy, what is the importance of getting the ball out quick compared to holding the ball? What's the pros and cons when you're watching as a quarterback, watching these guys develop? What is your style, and what do you like, the pros and cons about these two quarterbacks in the Super Bowl?
First thing I like, they're both winners.
Exactly.
They're both some winners. They're on some good teams. They got good players around them, and they use them well. And they don't try and play Superman. And that's the biggest thing in the league. When I played the Ravens in that Week 4 game, it was like, dude, I'm trying to force everything to get this ball down the field. And all it would do is bite me back in the butt. So these guys, Brock, I know Brock he's in my class, and then I've known Pat for a minute because we have the same agent. So,
sure.
Like I said, just two great competitors, and they have it up here. And that's the biggest thing is, they can take it from the classroom to the practice field, from the practice field to the game field. And it translates. And then, like I said, they're not being Superman. They're going to do exactly what they did on Sunday as they've been doing the whole regular season.
Yeah, one of the things that's really ridiculous to me is doing this for 50 years is is this guy a system quarterback? Is he a game manager? Is he a game changer? And you hear that all the time now. That's kind of insulting, isn't it? When you're the starting quarterback on a team, you are a manager because you get the ball handed to you from the center. So of course you're managing the game, but it seems like it's a negative thing when you call a quarterback a game manager, as opposed, for Josh Allen. Josh Allen, they consider him, he's not just a game manager. He's a difference maker because he could take off and score. Do we have to do that now, compartmentalize guys into different facets of whether they're a game manager or a game changer?
As you can see from these two up here,
Yeah.
you got one that everybody talks about as a game changer, and one that everybody talks about as a game manager. And they both in the Super Bowl.
And when one loses, you're going to hear about how that side's worse than the other. And so you being a player, y'all know this. You can't listen to outside noise. You can't listen to what people are saying.
Well, I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. I've never played the game. Not a game. Not a game. Not a game.
You got jealous.
Okay.
All right, so OTAs now. That didn't start yet. You got to wait till after the Super Bowl, right? When do you guys start OTAs?
We report back April 15th.
All right, so you still got some time, right?
Just a little bit of time. I'm actually going back in March, so I'm getting back. I got to go meet new OC, quarterback coach. I got to get right. So.
Just don't go. It's too cold, man. You got to go back when the weather gets
That's why I'm here now.
Wait a minute, it's cold here too, man.
Right.
People don't realize it's cold in the desert in January. People thinking of coming to Vegas. The pools are all closed, man.
Trying to tell them.
Circus empty. The pools are empty, man. If you're coming to Vegas to go to the pools, look for an indoor one.
Yeah, exactly.
They drain all the water here because it freezes at night, man.
Yeah, our morning show, Pete Sheppard, all he packed were shorts and T-shirts. And we're like,
shorts
what are
and
you
T-shirts in the
thinking?
morning.
Don't ask me for a jacket.
So now you're going. I guess this is the biggest thing that's got to be in your head, because obviously, Deshaun Watson, they're not going to get rid of him. They're going to trade him. So you're going to be the number 2 guy. So how do you process? You obviously have to be ready, because Joe Flacco's not coming back. I think we all know that was his last hurrah there. But so now how do you prepare going in when you know the guy there that they brought in and paid all this money for and gave up all the draft picks? How does it change your mindset about you have to be ready all the time?
And since I started with draft process training, trying to earn a job, it's been the same mentality. I'm out here trying to work and earn a job every day. The rent is due every day. And so now that I've gotten a taste of it through the year, like I said, everybody's talking about the Ravens game and how bad I did. That was the biggest blessing for me. Because now, instead of me going in as a college quarterback that's been through draft process thinking, I'll prepare it as much as I possibly can, now that taught me, no, you got more in your tank. You need to look at this a certain way. You can ask these questions down when you're in the film room or going over the play call sheet. Hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I like in these situations, because I've done been through them before. So, yeah, man, I'm so excited to get back.
I got Trey Lance on the phone, by the way.
All right, better quarterback college, putting pros in there. USC or UCLA? I mean, there's been good ones from both. But I think UCLA, when you go back, Troy Aikman was there.
Yeah.
You look at some of the greats. And obviously there's been a lot of USC guys that have done okay. But who's the last great USC quarterback? You got to go to. You got to go to Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
He took this team to the championship game in his rookie year, man. The Jets.
I'm gonna leave you alone.
I love Mark. He's a good dude, man.
Probably Carson.
Carson Palmer.
I think Carson Palmer was probably legit. I think when you're talking about, when you look at a guy that's they paid a lot of money for Deshaun Watson, great player, great athlete, understand that. But you got to look at this as a starter, and your job is to beat him. Your job, and the thing about it is they got a great relationship, and he understands that. You have to realize you're gonna go in there and say, I'm competing with you, but I'm gonna learn you. It's not a hostile situation. I had Andrew Pinnock, I had guys trying to take my position at fullback. Every year there's a draft, and that was great. I would still work out, still train with those guys, and I knew what their alternatives was, and he knows. But at the same sense, teams get traded, guys are getting traded, the quarterback's gonna go down. You have to be ready for that moment, like you're doing. Prepare this thing that you're a starter in this league. You go in here and make these guys make a tough decision. And there's 31 other teams that coaches are going to be looking, scouts are going to be looking on what what your performance is. So put your name on everything you do, bro. Do you?
Exactly.
The great Lorenzo Neal, giving some guidance as a veteran. Now you look like you can still play. Can you go out and?
I got one play in me. After that, young fella, come get me, man. You got to take care of me now, Daddy.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the great Lorenzo Neal. Thanks for coming on, guys. Good luck to you, man. I'm rooting for you, man. I root for the young fellas.
Angel has one more question.
Yes, Angel.
So, Lorenzo, I love how you come on, right? And you automatically go from NFL athlete to being a broadcaster. Like a smooth transition.
You like that, right?
Yeah, that was
That's
good.
what he did. He was on the radio in San Francisco for years. He was doing a morning show, man.
No, I
man,
understand.
everybody need them practice reps. Just
damn right,
Right,
man.
no, I understand it, but
reps,
I just love how he came on and just automatically just went into it.
He's like a co-host. This is like he's my co-host for the segment.
Yeah,
but, he's not just a great fullback. He's not a great student of the game.
Don't let him know, baby. Me and Pete, we go way back, baby, way back.
No, I love that, but my thing is, so you need to be part of the lineup. See, I'm trying to sell the TBSN to be part of the lineup here.
Now, man.
Angel, great idea.
I started my own net. Now I run this. There's nobody's a boss of me, not even Robin, my fiance. I got no boss. Nobody can tell me to not say what I want to say. This is after 50 years of doing this, I now control my own destiny. I got my own company. I got my own network. You can hear it all over. Download the app. Go to the App Store. Tony Bruno, TBSN, Tony Bruno Sports Network. We're worldwide. We're like #1 in Australia, #1 in Kuwait. So the good thing is when people say, hey, where are you working right now? You don't tell them a radio station. Get the app, and then you can listen to this network 24/7 all over the world, man.
Oh, wow.
And that's what digital's all about.
Well,
man.
I'm talking
It's not about
about
being on one radio
I'm trying to
station.
get like you, man.
You got to do it, man. You
Well,
got
I'm
to
talk
do
to
it.
the fiance and get some information for she can hook me up with.
Yeah, you got to. We have some open spots, man. I'm looking to fill up the 24/7 sports network. we're the biggest sports network in the world. Forget about ESPN and Fox, where I worked. Both companies. I started ESPN in '92, radio. Fox in LA in 2000.
Yeah, you'd have.
And now people and Madden games. So I mean, I've done a lot of stuff in the business, and people remember me from different eras. But finally I said, I'm going to start my own company, and I'm going to have my name on it. And so I'll work 24/7 to make this thing.
Proud of you, brother.
You know
You're the hammer, not the nail. You're tired of being the nail. You want to be the hammer. That's
right,
why
man.
you Bruno. That's why you're the best. That's why you're pretty in the face and slim in the waist. I'm just getting started. You love me now, you love me later, baby. Let's go. Put me in the game, coach.
Come on, man. Hey.
He loving the swag.
See what I'm saying, man?
I've been around, baby.
See what I'm saying?
Y'all crack me up.
I only know the best people, man. The best. And I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you. I love the Cleveland. I love the dog pound. I love those people in Cleveland. Talk about cities that, like Cincinnati's been waiting. Obviously, you got the 49ers haven't won a Super Bowl since '94, even though they've been in it. They've had chances. But the Cleveland Brown fans, man, and some of the other teams that just, the Bills fans, I mean, they've been in a Super Bowl, but they've never won it. So I root for those cities like Cleveland, and when they win, you feel good for those fans, because even though I'm from Philly, we don't hate everybody. We just hate the Cowboys.
Right.
We just hate the Cowboys in Philly because it's a rivalry, you know what I mean? And you got that when you play at UCLA. You have to hate USC, right? It's just a sports hate.
Same with Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Yeah. I didn't like saying the names.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you, man. I really appreciate it.
Likewise.
Thanks for coming on,
Thanks
man.
for having me, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together. Our studio audience. Robin, can you bring up the applause? I can't hear the audience. What did you do with it?
Oh, wow. It's gone. It's gone.
Oh, can we get the crowd to cheer here? Yeah. All right. I have my own built-in. What the hell happened here, Robin? There you go. DTR, Zoe, Lorenzo, O'Neal, thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate it, man. Good luck. Love these guys, man.
You're listening to Tony Bruno's Sports Network. Tony didn't invent sports radio. He perfected it.
I just need contemplation over you. Yes, I do. I'm not so systematic. It's just that I'm an addict for your love, baby. I'm the one that holds you. Told you you're my only girl. I never should have told you. Thought I told you
you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Check it out.
Jesus, the notorious just. Please us with your lyrical thesis. We just chillin', milk 'em, top billin', silkin', pure linen, me and little seeds, Malibu sea breeze, dawn peas, palm trees, cats named Pablo and milked out Diablo. The williest, this be the silliest. The more I room, the smaller the stickiest. Room 112, where the players dwell, and stash more cash than Bert Fidel. Inhale, make you feel good like Tony. Dig up in your middle like Moni. Yeah, she don't know me, but she's setting up the
Now back to the biggest sports network on the planet, the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
Yeah, baby, yeah. Bounce with me. Radio Row cranking. You can feel the energy level building each hour that goes by. And again, it's only Tuesday, Robin. You got to pace yourself before you wreck yourself. Oh, no, that doesn't rhyme. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I swear to God, I thought it was Wednesday already. I was very confused. Somebody was saying about,
we should just stay
tomorrow.
on 24/7 and see how long before I pass out.
We're almost there.
I want to know why aren't you in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That's what I want to know.
Rock and Roll Hall?
Yeah.
I should be in all halls of fame.
You should be.
I'm in a couple of halls of shame, but I earned those. So I'm not in any Hall of Fame. I'm not in my high school Hall of Fame. I'm not in the Temple. Well, Temple acknowledges me as one of their distinguished alum.
Right.
At least. They recognize me. And they better recognize. You know, as someone once said?
Exactly.
You better recognize. So anyway, we're having fun. Sean Lights Out Merriman's going to join us. He's hanging around here. And so many people walking around. That's the good thing about being me. If there's one thing about being me that helps, is that I pretty much know everybody or have worked with everybody at one juncture.
That is very true.
Now, Lorenzo Neal, I mean, I met him in California, and he was doing the morning show at the 95.7 The Game, right? And then he and the guy who's now at ESPN, Joey Fortenbaugh, they were doing a morning show with Dan Dibley in San Francisco. So that's when I really got to know and hang out with Lorenzo Neal. And he's not only one of the great fullbacks in the history of the NFL, but he's a great guy. He's a mentor to these kids. You saw how he embraced DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, because he was there one time. And that's what it's about, players and older broadcasters trying to mentor young people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do. And that's what we are.
Tony, can I tell you something that is a total outrage?
What's an outrage now? Because I can't see the stream, so I don't see what people are saying on.
There's so much stuff going on, but I just got an email.
From who?
From TSA claim from last Super Bowl.
When they wrecked our luggage and lost it?
Yeah, and we had like over $3,000 in damage.
Wait, this is breaking news.
Yes.
Wait, they waited till the next year's Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Now, this is still not going on, Robin. My breaking news sounder's not coming on here.
Okay.
This is an outrage.
Hold on, I'll go over there and just. Can you just sing it for me?
No, it has to be played. It's not official breaking. It's not official breaking news unless we have the sounder.
I'll be over there in just a minute to fix that.
Okay.
But I just got an email. I've been sending emails asking for an update on the claim.
Are they operating on a 1-year delay?
I think so. I have sent them photographs. I've sent them receipts. I've sent them a letter from the repair saying that it's not that the machine was not repairable. I've sent them I don't know how many things that they have asked for. I just now today got a follow-up email from them saying, for the missing camera stand, can you please specify which stand was missing? You had sent an Amazon receipt with multiple items.
And they waited a year to send you that?
Can you believe it?
So it's not good news is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're still working on it. Unbelievable.
This is what happens when you put your trust in the government, Robin. A year later, after our equipment was destroyed, by people handling things that were marked fragile.
Yes.
And throwing them around and busting shit up. This is what happens?
Yep.
Is it fragile or fragile?
It's fragile, and it must be Italian.
Must be Italian.
That's an outrage. I'm thinking, okay, good. They finally settled the claim. We got hit by a hurricane and we got our insurance claim settled faster than that.
Unbelievable.
It's an outrage. Who do I complain to now? Get the president on the line. Get the head of the TSA. Get the TSA people on here. Get Pete Buttigieg, the transportation secretary.
Geez, you get him, you're never going to get your money.
Well, I know that, yeah. He's anyway, I don't want to talk about politics. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get this thing working here, Robin.
I'm going to be over there in just a second. Josh,
now
the fabulous Josh,
yes.
who is bringing Sean Merriman over, he said he just texted me saying just a few minutes behind, but he's on his way.
That's okay, because, you know, that's the good thing about doing this. You know, somebody walks up, we sit him down.
I know.
We had Dorian Thompson-Robinson set up, and you did that. You know,
How much do you love Lorenzo Neal?
As much as a man can love another man while still being heterosexual.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's just a great guy. He was a great player. You know, there's a lot of players that walk around here. You know, and again, they're here doing stuff. You notice, all of our guests, any of our guests have something to sell. As far as all the athletes that did Frank Caliendo have something to sell? No.
No.
You know, you just go to his website. Did Dorian Thompson-Robinson have something to sell?
What a smart young man.
Absolutely. And you see his mom is like a doctor.
I went over and I said, you must be so proud of him because, you know, I mean, we've talked to it about the psychologist that we had on yesterday who was talking about, you know, there's a lot of these guys who, when they were youngsters, grew up in neighborhoods where there's gangs and there's other stuff, and then they work really hard.
Yep.
They become a great player, great athlete, and then all their friends who still have that mentality become like hanger-oners.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to separate yourself.
Is it hanger-oners or hangers-on? We have to straighten that out.
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I've always said hanger-oners.
It works either way or
Yeah.
either way.
But when you meet somebody that right from day one, he seems like he's just got his head
And
on
I
his
mentioned he
shoulders.
grew up in South Carolina, moved to Vegas, went to high school here, and then goes to UCLA. So he's not, you know, he's not some hick kid from
No.
South Carolina. His mother has her doctorate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's a smart kid, smart family, and that's why you root for him. I don't root against any young players in the
No,
NFL.
I
If you
root
get
for
if you get
everyone.
drafted in the NFL, I root for all
Yeah.
these young players, but not all the young players are going to make it. That's
Right.
the thing. So it's the thing you have to go through from when you're a little kid to, you know, and then he gets drafted in the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns, who already had a franchise quarterback. So he knows the road ahead is really, really going to be difficult. And then when the quarterback got hurt and they gave him a chance to play, you heard it. You know, he was in a situation where he can go out there and he was forcing things and he had a terrible game, but he knows he'll learn from that and move on and grow. And so that's when they had P.J. Walker, another guy who's been around, Temple guy too, right? Isn't P.J. Walker, Temple quarterback, who bounced around? You're trying to find a veteran in that situation when your backup quarterback is a rookie, you know, an untested NFL rookie. So let's see if we got the breaking news thing. Oh, there it is now. But the breaking news was bad, so we should eliminate that. The breaking news was a year after the TSA destroyed a lot of our equipment. They have just gotten back to us, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're a big government supporter and you realize that a year later, the transportation safety, and again, I don't got to rip these people who work at the airports. They're doing their jobs. It's not the people at the airports doing their jobs. It's the people who run it. Here he is. Lights out, yo. Have a seat, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked all agree. We just had Sean Merriman on. Not Sean, but we just had, Lorenzo Neal. Great fullback, right? Did you play against Lorenzo Neal?
Played with him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chargers, baby. San Diego Superchargers.
One of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the fullback is coming back now a little bit, you notice? Because back in the day, everybody had a fullback. And then, you know, Zoe really, when you talk about dominant fullbacks, could he be the best ever?
The fact that Lorenzo Neal's not in the Hall of Fame or even mentioned up there in the Hall of Fame is crazy because he was the last of the dying breed of the fullback position. And not to mention, look all the 1,000+ yard rushes he blocked for. And I can tell you from experience of going against him in practice that he needs to be in the Hall of Fame, man. So hopefully that happens one of these days.
No, and obviously, the Chargers are now in L.A., but it'll always be the San Diego Superchargers to me, man. That was a fun era to watch. Dan Fouts. I mean, go way back. How far do you go back? Now, you obviously were around for the Dan Fouts era.
No, I think I got into the Chargers that night.
No, I'm saying, but you grew up and you knew Dan Fouts.
Yeah, of course.
Air Coryell and all those other teams. And then you were part of a really, really good team in San Diego. So were you saddened? Because I don't think we talked about this last year, about the Chargers, moving to L.A., like the Raiders moving to Vegas. When a team is known for being Oakland and they went to L.A. and then they came back, it's got to be hard for fan bases, especially like the Raider fans. Now, obviously, they got a great stadium. Oakland wasn't going to do it for them. So they moved here, and they got a beautiful place right across the street here. But the Chargers only moved up, 200 miles to Los Angeles. And San Diego, and I loved San Diego. I thought the Super Bowls in San Diego were awesome. How does it feel, though, for the people in San Diego?
Well, San Diego will always be the greatest place to live in the country to me, personally. That would be no fight. But I think the biggest thing is that, I was 20 years old when I got drafted by the Chargers, so I actually grew up as a young man individual in San Diego, right? Being a real adult. I knew it wasn't going to happen. The team was going to stay there. I was put on the panel actually to keep the team there, to help keep the team there in San Diego. And I just looked at every proposal and stadium opportunity. I was like, this is not going to get done. And it came down to like a business decision. I understood both sides of the ownership and I understood the city. It's unfortunate because being in San Diego, having a new stadium in San Diego would have flipped it 180. Right? It's just the best place to live in the country and have the opportunity. But I think that what the team has done now by just rebuilding that fan base in L.A. And you can only do it by having a franchise quarterback, right? You can only do it by having a Keenan Allen and getting the superstars back there, the Bosas and Khalil Mack. They rebuilt that fan base, but they just redid it again with Jim Harbaugh coming in.
Yeah, and I know everybody's excited about Jim Harbaugh. I mean, the guy's proven it, the collegiate level, the pro level. So there's new energy for the Chargers. And, and the thing that's funny, watching it from afar, I live in Florida now, I was in Philly, I was in L.A., and you see that, when their stadium has more visiting fans, because obviously, it's a melting pot. Here in Vegas, there are people from all over. But the Raider Nation still shows up here. And the loyal Charger fans are still there. But, the whole thing is they don't travel well. They don't go to like the Philly fans or the Pittsburgh fans or the Cowboy fans. As a player, does that bother you when you see more fans from other teams in your building?
Well, it did when they were in that soccer stadium when there was only 40,000 people there and 20,000 of them were other people's fans. It was bad.
That's the Home Depot Center over there.
It was bad. I'll be the first one to tell you that was bad. I think they did a great job at reestablishing a fan base in L.A. For one, so far, it's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a superstar team, but you didn't have a superstar head coach.
Right.
And so the playing ability of what the guys are capable of doing got the fan base there. But they didn't have the right leadership to get their fan base and everything excited about being there. So that kind of started to die off, towards the end of Brandon Staley's tenure.
Right.
I think now with Jim Harbaugh being in, his ability to change and flip an organization around in a quick period of time, it just re-energized the entire fan base.
Now, I said to Zoe, who was just here a little while ago, it looks like he could still play. You look like you could still play, but you work out now not for football. You work out for your MMA career, which is great. We've talked about it the last few years, and now you got a big event coming up here, Super Bowl week, lights out 14, right? And it's Friday night. Not here, it's February 16th, right? That's after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, February 16th, Lights Out Extreme Fighting 14. We'll be live in Long Beach, California.
LBC, baby, in the house.
That's right. And we'll be live on Fubo TV, Fubo Sports. If you guys don't have Fubo out there, get it. This one's a big card for us. We got 2 or 3 guys I believe will probably move on to the UFC at some point after a couple fights with us. We also have A.J. Hotchkiss, who played linebacker at Oregon. He's our first fight on TV coming out. And then we're introducing these Lights Out Tech gloves that it measures your speed, power, punch, impact, G-force. And we'll be able to try to display some of this data up on the screen.
Oh, awesome.
So our fans that's watching, they can see the punches and the power and speed that come behind some of these things and try to just get the fans more interactive and more involved as watching.
I mean, and the technology's there, we know we know how fast a ball goes. We know the trajectory of a golf ball where you have the laser. So you're right. It's all about digital. That's why I'm a digital in the media now. Digital media is the way to go. Everything, movies are digitized. You rent a movie in digital. So the world has moved away from the old technology, and we embrace the new technology. So are these fights, are these for workouts, or are these when you actually are doing the competition, or both?
Oh, these are going to be during a fight.
Okay.
You know, there are chips in the gloves.
Right.
And the frequency can measure the power and punches and G-force with the cameras, the motion cameras up top,
right,
who can heat, like almost censor and heat map where guys are getting punched at on the map. And we're trying to get this data as accurate as possible. We have a lot of betting companies who's inquiring about this. We got healthcare companies that's inquiring about this information because it's all data for them that they can use.
Now, do you like the octa? I mean, when you have to have a certain personality. I mean, obviously you were a dominant player. So when you decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to do MMA, was it an easy thing to transition, or was it something you wanted to do, or something you found out about and then embraced?
Yeah, I was been around this sport for 17 years, and truthfully, if I didn't know how to go to a Pro Bowl, I would have been in somebody's cage. To be quite honest. And I grew up, in a boxing family. My uncles are professional boxers, and I grew up around it. So being in combat sports was normal for me because I've been around it so long. And MMA in the mid 2000s started to have that jump globally because of what the UFC has kind of built. So now we just look to introduce these other verticals, get more information to the fans, grow these up-and-coming young guys and women that's just trying to make a name for themselves in the sport. And, Fubo's, been a good partner for us.
Fubo has live sports, right? Oh, no, that was another company that had live.
Yeah, Fubo Sports.
Fubo's great. We had Fubo, right, Robin? Robin's a Fubo fan.
Tony.
Yes, not Fubar. That's something different, right?
Fubo.
No, I know. I'm joking. Fubar. You know what Fubar means, right?
No.
We'll explain it later.
We sure will.
Angel, tell them what Fubar means.
Fucked up beyond all recognition.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll be Saturday by the time.
Remember, because Arnold did a show called Fubar.
Correct.
And people said, what does it mean? Fucked up beyond all recognition.
Yeah.
So you won't be that way on Saturday, will
Yeah,
you?
by Saturday night, this long week.
Well, you don't have to play Sunday.
I've got to play, so I can sleep.
You got another 2 weeks before So now are you still fighting in these events, or are you just promoting it now?
No, I'm promoting, but I do get a chance to train with a lot of guys. For me, it's staying in shape, staying competitive in something, giving you a reason to get out to bed. And truthfully, a lot of these guys, they keep me young, man. They talk a lot of trash. They go back and forth, and it's like my way of being back in the locker room again. So it's cool to be around it.
Now, have you gotten into the slap fighting? Because we had the woman from Hungary. Have you seen her?
Yeah.
She's got like 170 million followers on Twitter because she slaps some dude.
Yeah.
I mean, and she is. You talk about built like a brick shithouse, man. And that's popular now. The UFC's gotten involved with them. Slap fighting, man. And it's not just, it's legit, man. There's so many new types of sports, because that's a judo. That's a spin-off from judo moves. Those people aren't just guys in there slapping and women slapping each other.
Yeah, and I was with Dana White the other day. I was out by his office and seen him, and that video you're talking about had 170 million views.
I know.
And
even Taylor Swift doesn't get 170 million views.
I mean, this was incredible. This is the most viral moment you can create. And I think that, as much as people want to talk about the sport and it shouldn't be a sport and shouldn't be allowed, people sign up for this.
Oh, yeah.
They like, somebody's.
They told me they have 1,000 people like sending in, and it's not just people off the street. I mean, these are athletes.
Yes.
These are combat athletes who understand that this is not just two dudes slapping each other or two women.
It's a technique to that. And one technique not to get knocked out, right? I mean, that's one thing. But I think that, look, it's content and it's entertainment.
Right.
And regardless of whatever you want to say about it, the numbers prove that people are watching it, and that's what's most important.
Sean Merriman, and once again, lights out 14. Yeah, Angel.
Yeah, quick question for you, because when the late great Junior Seau, we've obviously learned the progress from what had happened. When he was playing, and a lot of people obviously, because they never got to hear the entire story of what had happened, we just went by whatever the media was telling us. Then we couldn't find out that concussions end up being a big deal, and it's finally started to come into vision here. The days of when you guys got hit compared to what it is today, even though we're still seeing guys leading with the helmet, has it gotten better, and how much have we learned from Junior?
think for one, Junior to me was a superhero. I mean, you're talking about somebody who was Mr. San Diego. There was nobody ever came through San Diego bigger than Junior Seau, and what he did for the community out there, and what he did for me by just being able to call him and text him and him, his workouts. 15 years in the league, he was still going hard. People don't know how crazy of an athlete he really was still. I think us having the knowledge of the CT and the post things that can happen down the road is why it made guys a little bit more conscious, right? Because when I played, it was just like, hey, let's knock everybody out. Right, you got applauded for it, and so now I think just the information out there, what could happen. Now, there were some other deciding factors in Junior. It wasn't just CTE; he had some other stuff going on, but it definitely played a part into what happened. So I think the knowledge about what we know of that traumatic injury to your brain is out there and possible.
Now, Tony, Sean has to run to another one, but we're going to get him back again. We're going to get like a Sean doubleheader. So we're going to have him back like tomorrow or the day after.
Cool.
Yeah.
Josh, now you know this guy, Josh Rimmer here?
Yeah, that's my guy. My guy, Josh.
We bust his chops. Josh and I go way back.
Yeah.
Man. He's a good man, and you're a good man. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Sean, lights out, Merriman. Let's give him a roaring round of applause, man. Yeah, here we go. Thanks, brother. Good to see you, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Oh, yeah, I got to get a picture, man. Because I got matching black on. Well, I didn't put my black jeans on, though, man. I just got my black shirt. See what I am, man? Antagonist, bro. I'm an antagonist. Let me take it.
You got it, man. I'll see you tomorrow, too. All right, bro.
See the stone set in your eyes, see the thorn twist in your side. I'll wait for you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate, on a bed of nails she makes me wait, and I wait without you, with or without you, with or without you. Through the storm we reach the shore. You gave it all, but I want more, and I'm waiting for you, with or without
Now back to the biggest sports network on the planet, the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
We're back. I need some music, though, Robin. Coming back cold and naked. I don't want to be naked and afraid. I want to be. We need Dirty Vegas. We need Viva Las Vegas. It just sounds. There you go. The great. Give me a little U2. We go into the Sphere. Now, does Dave Benz actually have tickets to the Sphere to see U2?
I believe he does. He does.
How the hell did he get tickets to the Sphere? He's not even here. And that rhymes too, by the way.
I think he bought them, and it does rhyme.
Wow. That's probably the hardest ticket to get next to the Super Bowl.
He sent me a text as if I'm just rolling into it. He's like, oh, by the way, they're only $500 each. I'm like, yeah, I'm
not now. You couldn't get in there for $5,000 each.
Well,
I'd scalp those tickets if I were him, man.
I would too.
I'd scalp those some bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The great Matt Fowler's here, Angel Martinez, Stephen Luker's here, the whole gang here. The Bleacher brother bros are over there doing an interview right now. We got it going. Radio Row's percolating right now. Now, you weren't here earlier, Stephen, but you can see as the energy builds up all over the place. I saw Mike Golick walk by, and, you know, I wave at these guys, but then I can't go up and get them when I'm on the air, so I got to send people to tackle. The great Zach Berman's here from Philly, from All City Broadcasting, former great writer in the Philadelphia Inquirer, now working for All City with my boy Anthony Gargano and all these other great people. So it's great to see people. It's like an annual reunion for me, running into so many people that I've worked with, athletes that I've covered and interviewed in the past. So it's a lot of fun, and that's why we love coming here every single year.
Now, Tony, I have a question for you. Obviously, you've been to Super Bowls as the media, but you've seen through the years the tickets are just spiking. And what is it, like 10 grand this weekend?
It depends. I haven't looked at the latest market, but when you look around, you know, and the Chiefs have been here so many times, you're wondering how much money is in Kansas City.
I know.
But the thing about the Chiefs, they're not just in Kansas. The fans are in Philly. There's a bar in Philly that's a Chiefs bar. There's a bar called Charlie's Saloon in my old neighborhood, a couple of blocks from where I grew up. That's a Chiefs bar, and it's been a Chiefs bar for a long time, not because of Andy Reid, but there are Kansas City Chief fans everywhere. And when you think about fan bases like the Cowboys have fans everywhere, the Steelers have fans everywhere, you know, the Eagles fans travel well. But the Kansas City Chiefs fans, people don't realize, even though Kansas City's not a major media market, neither is Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay is the smallest market in the NFL. And the fact that they get fans all over the world following the Packers. I mean, I think Stephen Luker's mom had a Green Bay Packer jersey on, did she not? So how was your mom a Green Bay Packer fan, Stephen?
Yeah, she has a Green Bay Packer jersey. She's been a Packer fan, and she's part of a Steelers fan, so she's been a Packer fan for her whole life and stuff. So
she didn't have an Aaron Rodgers jersey, because I don't think you're allowed to wear those around here.
She has like a Clay Matthews jersey.
Clay Matthews, part of the Matthews family, man. That's a great linebacker family.
So, Tony, if you could, if you're just a normal average dude and you want to save up for a Super Bowl, how much money would you pay if you had, you know, I mean, obviously you have a sizable budget to go to the Super Bowl, but you don't have unlimited funds. How much money would you pay to go to a Super Bowl?
Well, I you know, I've been to a bunch of them. I don't know, because, you know, I'm a fan too. Like when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, you know, down in Jacksonville, when they barely lost to the Patriots in that game, you know, I was there, but I was there as a media member. So would I pay to go to? Yeah, I mean, if I hadn't, for example, I was in Minnesota when the Eagles won their only Super Bowl, but I didn't go to the game because I was working. So I hosted a party, a watch party at a bar in Minnesota, a block away from the stadium. So there were a lot of Eagle fans in Minnesota that week, and it's freezing cold there, but they did a great job in Minnesota. And so what I did is I had a bar owner say, hey, why don't you host an Eagles watch party? And we had it at this great bar. And we had Channel 6 Action News and Philly cameras there. We had international media there because they wanted to see the reaction of Eagle fans in Minnesota, because that's the big thing. I know Detroit was playing. Remember, they had the fans in their stadium. Well, this was a huge sports bar in Minnesota, downtown Minneapolis, and we packed the place, and it was exciting. I was crying, because that was the first time I had seen the Eagles win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, I wasn't sobbing like a baby, but, you know, when you see that, and I'm sure the same thing will happen to Buffalo Bills fans, to Cleveland Browns fans, fans of teams that they've never seen win a Super Bowl.
Well,
the
I've never
Niners,
seen. I've never seen the Niners win because
it was '94.
And I was 3 years old.
Right.
So for me, this will be kind of like that. Yeah.
No, exactly. But remember, the Niners have been in Super Bowls.
Right.
That's the difference between the Cowboys have not only not won a Super Bowl, they haven't been in a Super Bowl since their last championship in Tempe, Arizona, back in 1995-96 season. So for the Cowboy fans, it's really frustrating because, it's America's team. They've got the fan base all over the world, and to get the frustrating losses each year, and it's frustrating for any fan base when your team's supposed to win. I mean, the Lions fans were obviously disappointed because they had a game where they had a big lead, and the Niners found a way to come back. So fan bases that don't win, like when the Cubs won, when the White Sox won, when the Boston Red Sox finally won. I felt good for those fans.
So about 9 years ago in 2015, when the Golden State Warriors won their first championship in 40 years, I felt that way.
Exactly.
Because,
exactly.
We have season tickets, and we were there when they were winning, 18, 19 games. I mean, and so that's
and then
that's
they had the
what it feels
Run
like,
TMC era, which was exciting.
Right.
But they didn't win, but they were a fun team to watch. And that's the way it is. Like Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay Rays. They've been close. Even though they have a big payroll, they find ways to be competitive every year because they draft well. And then just like the A's, when their star young players become expensive, they can't afford to keep them because they don't have the big TV packages like the Yankees and the Phillies and the Dodgers and the Mets and Red Sox and all these other teams in L.A. The San Diego Padres, have money and an ownership group. The Dodgers certainly have money.
Well, now, Tony, I have a question about that because there was a whole bunch of all this made always about the A's and about how the A's don't spend money. But with MLB, it's revenue sharing, right? So, like, the A's have money. They're just choosing not to spend it.
Well, and the owner, no one was more despised as an owner except the guy in Carolina with that franchise in the NFL. But you're right. I mean, the hatred toward the A's ownership group was palpable. And what he did to that, because first of all, the taxpayers were not going to pay to build a new stadium for either the Raiders or the A's. And that was the bottom line. Oakland's in a bad spot right now. Oakland's got all kinds of problems with crime and, people leaving and businesses leaving and restaurants closing. And so when you have that scenario going on, it's hard to keep an NFL team. So now Oakland went from having a baseball team, a football team, and a basketball team to having no teams. And so that's a big blow for Oakland. To me, losing their 3 sports franchises, and now the Warriors just moved across into San Francisco on the with a beautiful new stadium right on the water. But but the Coliseum and the stadium and the arena that they were playing in right there in the Coliseum complex, the indoor arena right next to the Coliseum. People were watching those things, and they would go there. The fans showed up. They showed up for the Raiders. They showed up. They didn't show up for the A's, but they showed up for the Warriors because the Warriors are not just a San Francisco team. People in Oakland and San Francisco both embraced them. But the thing about the Bay Area football, you have the Raider fans and then you had the Niner fans, and the Raiders were, for the longest time, were the more successful franchise as far as Super Bowls compared to the 49ers. Now, the 49ers had that era, obviously, the Montana era. But when you look at success, the Warriors, when they got Clay and those guys, obviously Steph Curry first was the major piece, and then they added
Steve Kerr. I think the fact that they moved on from Mark Jackson and got Steve Kerr,
no doubt about
because people have said, "Oh, that was Mark Jackson's team." Mark Jackson could not have done what Steve Kerr has done with the Warriors as presently constructed.
And now a man, ladies and gentlemen, went back, took a shower, shave, and I believe he pooped too. Did you shower, shave, and shit? Let's go to our man, the great. Morning guy. Pete Sheppard, ladies and gentlemen, back on the scene.
I'm going to make sure the level's okay.
He's all cleaned up. He's all shaved.
Yep.
Showered.
2 things about the Bay Area you forgot.
What?
Blasphemous.
What?
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco.
Well, I
treats.
have one of the cable
I don't
cars.
think I've ever had it. I don't think I've ever had rice.
You've never had rice? Well,
Unless it was by accident.
Rice-A-Roni is just a product.
Oh, I know.
But they have the great Boudin Bakery. They got the bread bowls, sourdough. When I think of San Francisco, I think of the sourdough bowls. They're great. You go to the Boudin Bakery and they come out fresh and they smell good.
My level's okay. I just want to make sure.
Ladies and
My
gentlemen,
headphones sound really hot. Okay, where's my headphones? Just turn my headphone volume down a little bit.
There it is. Robin's taking a little break there.
Oh, she should. By the way, media lunch is at 2:30 downstairs.
The media lunch?
There's a media lunch today at 2:30 downstairs.
Well, I'm not going to be able to make it. What time is it now?
I don't know. It's what time? 1:04.
Bob Papa's, Greg, I keep saying Bob Papa. They're not related.
Greg Papa.
No.
Greg Papa, the voice of the Niners, who I've known forever, and his brother Gary was in Philly. And then you got JT, the brick right there. You talk about Raider Nation. You talk about a man who is the Raider Nation, the great JT, the brick. Are you going on right now, man?
Just on it too.
You going on? Can you pop on for a couple minutes here?
Not right now. I'm in the middle of the show.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna get JT in here this week. We'll certainly, because he's got, he's on Mad Dog Radio.
Yeah.
He's got his own Raider show. You see how many Raiders podcasts and shows there are here now?
Well, they are across the street.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
yeah, it's
there's
crazy.
no doubt about it that the Raiders have reinvigorated this city. And I said it earlier, I feel bad for the people in Oakland. They lost that franchise twice, and they got it back. But we live in an era now where when you live in a city like Oakland, the taxpayers don't want to build buildings for rich owners. And I think that was the downfall for A's and also for the 49,
am I on or am I not on?
You're on. He's on.
All right.
Okay. We got guys just learning the system there as Robin takes a little break.
Nashville taxpayers are paying for the new stadium.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, the Super Bowl will be in 5 years.
Exactly.
Maybe 6,
That's what happens when you have a sports franchise and your leaders. Well, Arizona, for example, the way they got the money to build the facilities is they put a tax on rental cars. So if you go to Phoenix and rent a car, you'll see an additional tax on there, and you, the tourist, are helping to pay to fund these stadiums out there.
Yeah, they do a hotel tax, a gas tax, a cigarette tax, whatever. And it seems minuscule, but it adds up 5 cents.
The only
here,
thing they
10
don't
cents
tax
there.
is the prostitution. And did you see the protesters last night? There were sex worker protests in front of the Legion Stadium. Because every year, in Houston, there were protesters. So there were women out there protesting the fact that sex workers don't have rights. Because sex work is not legal.
No union?
No, they need a union. Joe Biden should come out here and speak out on behalf of the sex workers. But there were women out there saying, my son is my pimp. So these are women who, engage in the sex trade, but it's not legal here in Las Vegas proper. So you go out to the desert, and everything goes, the Bunny Ranch and some of these other places.
What's his name is dead.
Yeah, exactly. But he was a friend of the show, by the way.
Oh, was he?
Oh, yeah, we love that guy. Then he ran for mayor. He ran for governor or mayor. I mean, another legend. But anyway, we've had a fun time. We had Vern Glenn on earlier. Sean Merriman, Lights Out, just came on.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
What a great kid, huh?
Yeah. Wish him guys like that all the best.
And then the great Lorenzo Neal, one of the greatest fullbacks ever.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Talking some San Diego Superchargers. We had Lorenzo Neal and Sean Merriman on back-to-back. We talked a little Junior Seau. And, that's those San Diego Charger teams, even before the Sean Merriman era.
Oh, the Air Coryell teams, it's amazing.
Yeah, Air Coryell.
But they would have had Don Coryell fired because he never got to a Super Bowl. The guy was a brilliant coach, brilliant offensive mind with some of the most brilliant offensive players. Everybody, you always wanted to watch the Chargers play back then.
Yep.
With Dan Fouts and Joyner and Chuck Muncie and John Jefferson.
Yep.
And so many more. They just, they couldn't get to the Super Bowl.
Even the early Seahawk teams with Steve Largent,
yeah, absolutely.
And the
Steve Largent and Jim Zorn.
Legends.
That was my first, non-New England poster I ever had in my room besides
Jim Zorn or Steve
Farrah
Largent?
Fawcett.
And Farrah Fawcett, everybody had Farrah Fawcett. Yeah.
Jim Zorn.
Jim Zorn
was, and when the Seahawks were on TV back in the day on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Because they always did funky things that you didn't see, fake field goals. Somebody would, crazy stuff. I mean, Philly specials before anybody knew what the hell that was. Quarterback screens. But they were just a fun team to watch with Chuck Knox and company before then.
Yeah, earlier when Pete was with us, because he was here really, really early this morning, but the first guy we grabbed was Frank Caliendo, and that was a fun segment this morning.
He was great.
And then we had the power slap woman. You didn't get a chance to see her, right?
Did you get smacked?
Yes, I had her smack me.
You liked it, didn't you?
Virtually.
You liked it, didn't you?
So we took a picture, and of course, our great intern.
It's not answering my question.
No,
You
I
liked
told her
it,
not to
didn't
hit me too hard because I have a denture, and I can't afford to get my teeth fixed here.
You and Frank would have gone to the same dentist.
No, I would have gone on the strip. Dental repairs while you wait. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go on a strip and find some dentist to bring me into his office.
If Super Bowl tickets are $7,000, what's dental work?
No, I have a plate here. It's not $7,000. It's $700 for it.
Right. But you said you would get the work done here in Vegas if you did need to. Well, if Super Bowl tickets are $7,000, then what's dental work on the strip? It's got to be more than that.
It depends on what insurance you have, and if it's a reliable dentist. There it is. There's her smacking me.
Kinky.
There. Look at that.
Oh,
on video, slow motion. Let's watch it again. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow, look at you.
What a great job. I mean, I got to tell you.
You should be in the next Rocky movie.
Shannon, I'm telling you, Shannon is an absolute superstar. I mean, she is the revelation of Radio Row this year for me. I mean, everybody's working on. Stephen Luker's here, and obviously.
What's your Twitter handle? I got to tweet that.
My Twitter handle?
No, I know yours. I'm Shannon.
Shannon, are you following me now? She's following me on Twitter now. Tony Bruno Nation, if you want to follow me. She doesn't use Twitter, so where are you posting all this stuff? Facebook. We got to get it on my Twitter feed.
Post it on Twitter too.
You got to have it
for
posted.
Sports Radio. If you have a Twitter account.
Yeah, I don't have followers, so I don't.
Well, that's all right. We'll build your follower. We'll build your base here.
Yeah.
We'll build the followers. If you build it, they will come. I think somebody once said.
What is it?
I'm gonna follow you, so you got
Okay.
Follow the great Pete Sheppard. Pete,
All
what's your Twitter account?
At PShep326.
At Pete Shep.
At PShep.
P, the letter P, SHEP.
Yeah.
326.
326. Yep.
And then mine is at Tony Bruno Nation. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on. You see who's over there? I was going to throw something and hit him, but I can't. Can't reach him that far.
Who's that walking by? I can't tell. I can't see.
That's the That's the guy who goes on with Defoe and uses profanity.
Oh,
the great great tout. You know what his name is?
Yeah, I don't mind the profanity, but no, I forget.
Philly Godfather showed up today.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
great.
you can see it starting to build up. It's a slow build.
Absolutely.
We have Dan Hunt. Did you see the Patriot stuff that he had? Dan Hunt from Hunt Auctions.
I saw the photos. I have. I'm gonna at the end of the day. I'm gonna post them all on my Facebook page.
He's got a Johnny Unitas championship ring.
I saw
and
the
his
Brady
cleats.
autographed.
Yeah, he's got the Brady. Now that's going to go for like $250,000, but not.
Yeah,
now, if you paid $250,000 for that, what would you do with it?
Let's see.
You're not putting it in a sports bar.
No,
you got to have bulletproof glass.
No, I would.
You can't put it in the Louvre because somebody will go in there and throw stuff on it.
Sell it.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
And the thing about the Hunt auctions is these are all verified. These aren't somebody, who went up to a guy on the street and said, sign a Tom Brady or, fake the signatures like a lot of guys do. There's a lot of people who are experts that can do the signature perfect. But that's the Brady. There's the Johnny Unitas championship ring.
Amazing.
And there's a ball from the Nick Foles Super Bowl wing. So who is that more valuable to? The Eagles or a Patriots fan?
No, Eagles. I don't want to even touch it. Touching Nick Foles.
Nick Foles, baby.
And
the
Brady,
real
you know
MVP.
What's funny about that game is Brady had the best game we've ever had in the Super Bowl.
I know.
500 yards, no touchdowns, 8,000 touchdowns.
Don't
no
you
interceptions.
dare knock. Nick Foles, not only a Super Bowl champion, but he was also the Pro Bowl MVP the same year.
Yes.
Bring it up. Now my machine's down again. I need my sound effects back up again. Robin? I don't know. My
Try
sound,
it again, Tony. Try it again.
Okay. I need Nick Foles. No, it's not on.
Let's make some noise. Come on.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
How's everybody doing? Do it again, Nick.
How's everyone doing? Let's make some noise. Come on.
Come on. And there's the Pro Bowl. He's like, seriously, Nick, you're the Pro Bowl MVP. You won a Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, Pro Bowl.
And that was the last, I think, Pro Bowl that was ever played under the current format.
Yep.
Because now they went to the new. I didn't have a problem with it. I watched a little bit of it. Not like I was glued to the TV. We were out getting cocktails and stuff. You know what I mean?
64-59. I mean, it's some great moves by some of these guys are really unbelievable. It really is. I'm gonna make sure I do this. So we're live still on Facebook, right?
Yes, we are. We're live on Facebook
on the Tony Bruno Sports. Tony Bruno.
I don't know.
I'm going to share from the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
All right, share it. And don't forget, everybody, if you're watching us and you don't know where to listen to the show, download the app Tony Bruno Sports Network.
Got it.
On the apps, whether it's Apple or whether it's Android, download the show. Then you'll never miss a show, and then we'll be able to put it up there.
Was Shannon here the other day? I freaked out. Because this is what freaked me out. I've closed captioned myself. I've made it.
You closed caption yourself?
And you too.
I was using hands more than you, though, Pete.
Yeah. But
I'm more handsy. I'm more hands-on than you when it comes to Italian.
This is great.
How did you close caption yourself?
It doesn't. It's automatic. It's automatic on the Facebook Live.
I did not know that.
You can. That's outstanding.
It's for people like who maybe can't.
That's the great Shannon again. That's Bisa, man. She is. Studio Sativa, Saturday nights at 9 on Spotify, right?
Yes, sir.
See, I'm giving her love.
Oh, yeah,
I appreciate talent and young up-and-comers. You know what I'm saying?
If anybody wants to read the messages on the Facebook page, feel free.
Are there messages? Because I can't get into anything.
Well, there's a lot. What do you mean you can't get into anything?
I can't open anything up here.
What is wrong with you? What do you mean you can't open anything up?
I can't get into my X account to see the tweets.
Well, these are on Facebook, but the tweets. But what do you mean you can't get in? You can't type in Twitter.
I know how to do that, but I'm saying because Robin has me on Firefox.
Oh, okay.
And now I might have to find Google.
Oh, don't worry, I'll read it.
And I'm trying to, I'm just trying to keep the show going here, Pete. You know what I'm saying?
I got it. So let's see. Steve says, Tony, are you going to new social media app, Blue Sky? I don't know what that means.
I don't know any of that stuff.
Rick says, what happens in Vegas, stay in Vegas. It goes live on the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
And by the way, here were the 3 picks last night from the geniuses here who profess like A.J. Johnson. He says Atlanta -1.5.
Yeah.
Loser, right?
Loser. Loser, yeah.
Because the Hawks.
Lakers won big. Yeah.
He keeps thinking that the Hawks are playing well again. And just when you think the Atlanta Hawks are worthy of a bet here at the MGM Grand or any of the MGM Rewards Program opportunities, they lost. Cleveland -4.5. Sacramento.
They clobbered Sacramento.
That's a winner.
Yeah, Cleveland's
and then he had New Orleans also, the Pelicans. Did they win easily last night?
Let me see.
I got to check the numbers today. Because what happens, we get later into the afternoon, and then I'm looking at the clock, and I'm saying, that game's about to start, and then it's too late for me to get in there. So who do we have tonight? I need action.
The Pelicans won by 38.
So that was obviously a cover. They were only 4.5 point favorites.
You know what might be a good? You know what might be a good line tonight?
What's that?
North Carolina is playing Clemson, and they are 6.5 point favorites.
I already bet. It's in my pocket.
Oh
See,
yeah.
Pete, you're already betting. I don't even get a chance to go out there.
I walked over here. I was on my way. What was I going to do? Not bet?
No, I
It
know
doesn't
that.
go off for another
winners.
hour and 40 or 2 hours and 45 minutes. So
I want winners.
I'll give
Sick
you
and tired of not getting bets in. I'm in Vegas.
I'm 0-2 so far. I've only bet 2 games. I lost them both. One was bad yesterday.
Damn it,
Pete. Damn it. I got to get back on track, get my 68% going. Yeah, I got it right here.
Who do you got tonight now?
I got 3 bets. I got UNC. Did I get minus
Carolina? What is it, Carolina?
Ohio State -5.5.
Ohio State. Wait a minute. Let me write these down,
okay.
Pete.
Okay.
Ohio State -5.5.
Yep. North Carolina -6.5.
Carolina -6.5.
And Michigan State -3.5. They're playing good basketball.
Tom Izzo. He's going to put it together again. What's the number in that game?
-3.5.
Who are they playing?
At Minnesota.
Minnesota Golden Gophers,
Yes, they are. So the first 2 are at 4 o'clock. The other one is at Vegas time anyway.
Beautiful.
So you parlayed that?
No, I just put 3 straight bets.
Puts 1,000 on each, one
Oh
large.
yeah, as you do.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now here it says the account being added is already logged in. Where is it logged in? Oh, here it is. I got it now. I finally got it. I finally got it.
Somebody. It's
Somebody.
like Steve Martin, the jerk, when he finds his name in the phone book. I'm here. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a somebody. Then the guy who randomly starts assassinating people, some wacko, just picks a random name out of the phone book, remember, and picks him.
Yeah.
Starts shooting at him while he's working at the gas station.
Is it showing my age to say that I've never seen The Jerk?
No, I mean,
No, you can
was a
watch it.
funny
It's
movie.
not. It's out
still,
there.
It holds up still. It's so funny because it's very funny. I think it holds up. I think a lot of those movies hold up today, but it's great. It's in my head.
What's your favorite like universally loved movie that staple classic drama?
Well, today is the
Godfather
50th anniversary of the release of Blazing Saddles.
Yes.
We got to get some dry. I only have one. I didn't have time because, we're up till 1 o'clock in the morning, so I don't have time to download new drops, Pete. But one of my favorite lines from that movie, I have it in here, but I used to have the old ones. Excuse me while I whip this out used to be in here. I don't have that, but that's one of the classic
I told you, I was lucky enough to go see
the fart scene.
The fart scene. The
classic. The toll booth scene.
They had a special screening with Mel Brooks at the Sheppard Theater in Boston many years ago. My wife and I went, and it was outstanding. We got to meet him afterwards, a meet and greet. They showed Blazing Saddles, and he told a lot of stories about, how it was done and all that stuff about Richard Pryor had to, he consulted how to write all the jokes, and that was Madeline Kahn's first movie.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And then she did Young Frankenstein and a whole bunch of other stuff.
And one of the best to this day, and it's a special movie for me. It's rated G, but I remember my parents taking me to see What's Up, Doc, which is with Ryan O'Neal and Barbara Streisand and Madeline Kahn. Absolutely hysterical. And the lawyer in My Cousin Vinny that stutters, the jury.
Yeah.
He plays a musicologist because it's all about a music convention and in California, in the Bay Area. The whole thing takes place in San Francisco. Absolutely one of my favorite all-time movies. Not a curse word in it, and it still holds up.
Everything doesn't have to be profanity.
Exactly.
No. This is not a blue show. Things slip every once in a while.
For me,
but I'm glad we found the clip.
It's the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's a great movie.
That's all time.
That's classic.
But when we were on with Dave and Dave Benz and Jim Kozimor earlier, they finally found the cut. Did you find that, Matt? The cut from
I did
this morning.
I heard that. Yes, about Larry David.
Larry David saying I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. Yeah. Sure.
And now we have breaking. We don't do many Taylor Swift updates, but I have a Taylor Swift update from a magazine that used to be relevant. It is, of course, Rolling Stone. Here's your Rolling Stone gathers no moss, nor viewers or readers anymore. It is Taylor Swift now threatening legal action, not against you, Pete Sheppard. It is a Taylor Swift update. Let's go to your update desk and go to ABC News. And now here's Frank Reynolds, better known as Pete Sheppard.
Here
it is.
It's an ABC News special here.
All right, Pete, I want you to read this update now as our journalist on staff. Can you read that, Pete?
Taylor Swift's lawyers threaten private jet flight tracker over stalking and harassing behavior.
Jack Sweeney.
Yes. Who irked Elon Musk by sharing public flight data, recently posted about the environmental impact and travel tied to the Eras Tour and Swift. Oh, that's right. And Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce.
Now, but you have to subscribe to read the rest of it, and nobody's subscribing to Rolling Stone.
No, I'm not. I don't subscribe to anything.
So anyway, Taylor Swift's lawyer sent a cease and desist to a college student who uses public flight data to track private jet usage, suggesting his social media accounts were aiding Swift's stalkers and threatening her safety. How is that threatening her safety? It's public knowledge. You can track flights. When you're on an airplane, you can track where your flight is. You can see where you are. So now Taylor Swift is suing?
Unless it was a private plane that she...
what difference does it make? Do people have surface-to-air missiles in their backyards?
No, but
Tony, the backstory on this guy, he was tracking Elon Musk.
Right, I know that.
And Elon Musk offered him $5,000 to stop doing it, and he said, "Give me 50," and Elon Musk said no.
Okay.
And then, so I guess he's continuing to do it with Taylor Swift, and I get what you're saying.
Is this extortion? Is this like taking a camera out in a comedy club and filming the
I don't know what the rules are with private planes involved. She's not on a commercial flight. It's a private plane, so I don't know if there's different rules.
The law. I don't think he's breaking any actual laws, but she does have a little bit of a point where, because she's a public figure and people could use that to figure out where she is, and some crazy people are out there.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure. But
here's my question. Anybody can do that. Anybody can look at these apps and see where the flights are.
But
they
do it at
the Masters, and they do it at golf tournaments when all the private. They go at Davos when all the private jets, and you see all the private jets heading to one airport. Are all those private jet billionaires worried that their flights are being tracked? Nobody knows who's on them.
Nobody cares about what Bill Gates is doing, though. Like, nobody cares.
Unfortunately, Bill Gates is doing a lot of damage to the whole world
Right.
with his
Well-
getting rid of meat and don't eat meat and cows are farting. He's buying all this
ridiculous.
land. You know,
Don't eat meat.
Bill Gates is a danger to democracy. He's a bad guy. Am I right here?
Yeah, I mean,
I think Bill Gates is a real threat to our democracy.
Unless you're a family member.
Well, even his wife dumped him.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when you've seen his wife.
Yeah, but I mean, good for her.
Stephen Luker has an update.
We got breaking news, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
tracking Taylor Swift's plane?
Are you tracking Jim Kozimor's? Oh, Dave Benz is flying in today.
Track his plane.
Track Dave Benz's airline. You know what flight he's on? I want to welcome him at the airport.
Did you guys get more wings today?
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of them.
Oh.
Is there some left over there, Pete?
No, I'm good.
Cold.
I'm gonna.
You know what they were doing? I was telling people, New Orleans was putting out food today, and I don't know what they had because I couldn't walk over there. But they may have had some etouffee. And
I did not. I had a power bar this morning with my coffee and water, and
Some
then
fruit?
I had
Some fruit?
No, I didn't have any fruit because you were eating the fruit, and then I went to.
no, there was a ton of fruit in the media room.
No, but I
That's why I was going back to drop my bag off and everything. I took two little boxes of cornflakes, so that's what I had a couple hours ago. So I'm still waiting. May run down for the media. What's our schedule today? Are Bleacher Brothers coming on?
They're already on right there, right behind us.
Oh, they are on.
They're on right now.
Oh, they're on their own.
They're doing They're on. What's the frequency,
Oh.
Kenneth? No, they're doing their show. They're bringing on guests.
Oh, okay.
Did the food lady come on yet? Did the food lady came on Friday? She's coming on. What is her name now? The food porn lady? No, she doesn't do food porn, but porn is food.
Oh.
Food is porn for us here on the show. We did a whole segment yesterday talking food with Anthony Gargano and the great Brian Baldinger, and multiple Italian references in that segment. You know what I'm saying?
I passed the NFL Network room. Brian Baldinger was in there interviewing Antonio Pierce.
The coach of the Raiders.
The coach of the Raiders.
The Raiders.
So we're good. We're going to be. Is this us till 5? Is that it?
And we got Carrot Top coming up.
We got Greg Papa coming
Brian
up.
Billick's going to come on here. You know the great Brian Billick story, right? Remember what game show he was on as a young man?
Not Price is Right.
I think he was on the Dating Game.
Oh, really?
I think Brian Billick was on the Dating Game.
A lot of celebrities were on the Dating Game back in the day. You just didn't know it when you see that show back in the day.
Brian Billick, former great coach, of course.
Yep.
No, Match Game.
Oh,
I
Match
guess
Game.
he was in Match Game in late 1970s.
Yeah.
Meet contestant Brian Billick. Can we play that right now?
Yeah, it should be attached if you play it.
No, let's play it. Let's see if we can hear this.
Let's see.
Get ready to match the stars.
There we go.
Dick Martin.
Dick Martin.
You should play this when he comes in.
Brett Summer.
Brett Summer.
Yeah.
Charles Nelson Riley.
Love Charles Nelson Riley.
Alex. Holly Holiday.
Polly
Family
Holiday.
Feud. Richard Dawson.
Richard Dawson.
And Fanny Flagg.
Fanny Flagg.
We play the star-studded Big Money Match Game PM.
This is a star.
And you know who the contestant was? One of them.
Let's hear.
There's Gene Rayburn with the stick mic long before. He was the originator of the long stick microphone.
Bob Barker.
There he is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
19. What year was this? 1973, I think.
Oh,
Right?
let's see how they got. I can't wait to hear that story.
You're going to be glad you came. Aren't you glad you came? Say yes. Are you ready? Say yes.
Oh my God.
Would you greet Marla Marshall and Brian Billick over here?
Brian Billick on the Match Game, baby.
This is fantastic. I have not seen this.
I need one of those
Well,
microphones.
all of us in this room would like to find out a little bit about each of you.
here
And
we
Brian,
go.
we'll begin with you, sir. Tell us the story of your life.
Up till a few weeks ago, I was playing professional football, which terminated quickly. And now
You get
I'm
hurt?
No, they just didn't feel I was quite the caliber I should have been, I guess. And now I'm coaching.
Really? In this area?
Yeah, on University of Redlands.
Well,
University
good
of
luck.
Redlands. That's Robin's old neighborhood.
Place and time.
Anytime, any place, any day.
There'll be none of that. Now, stop that. Okay, good luck to Brian Billick and now Marla Marshall.
Oh my Lord.
I'm from San Marcos, California.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married to a Marine.
Semper
I have
Fi,
a
baby.
daughter named Emily. And I work as a program coordinator for a local college.
All right, I got to cue it up. So I'm going to cue this up to when he comes on.
Yeah,
and then play it for Brian Billick.
Yeah, don't tell him.
No, I'm not going to tell him.
It's a little bit further.
I did this to him once before when I was working with Brian Fox.
Thank you, Johnny Olson. Thank you, friend.
The great Johnny Olson. Remember that?
Of course.
You're going to be glad
With so
came.
many
Aren't you glad you
prices,
came? Say
right?
yes.
Am I?
Are you ready? Say yes.
Yeah.
All right, let me stop this thing.
Thank you, Johnny Olson. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Greet Marlon and Billick. Oh.
Why can't I stop this?
Let me do it.
Do this, damn
You're
Pete.
killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
Killing me, Smalls. Stop it right there.
Yeah.
Does he mention Brian Billick's name there first? Let me see if he. I want the introduction part. Let me play it again here.
Well, all of us in this room would like to find out a little bit about
Okay,
each
now
of
hit
you.
pause right now. Just hit right there. Now you're good.
All right. Let me.
Don't
now,
touch anything again.
I'm going to leave it up there, right? Okay. So anyway.
Tie those hands behind your back.
That's why I need to have my hands tied down or taped down. But here's the bottom line with this situation. And I forgot what I was going to say about the situation in the situation
Well,
room.
Brian
with
Billick, it's
Bleacher.
amazing that I'd like to hear the story. Maybe he told you about how you auditioned for something like this.
Well, it was in California, so like.
I know, but I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll ask him about
what's the
it.
project?
That's more important than the Super Bowl. Let's be honest. I mean, it's Tuesday.
I remember back. I know I used to tease him all the time when I was covering the Bruins. Ted Donato, great player at Harvard. Now he's a coach there. When he was about, I'd say, 3 years before he went to professional hockey, he was on The Price is Right. I used to bust his balls all the time.
Well, you
They
remember
used to
out
play-
there, all of the game show hosts were local DJs. You know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The guy Jim Lang, who hosted the dating game, was on radio, and these lazy. That's how I got jobs. I wasn't even looking for work, and I get a call from a lazy producer. Hey, we like what you're doing. Will you come in and do this voiceover for us? So that's what happened. And these guys were DJs. Jim
Here's Coach
Lang,
Pierce, by the way, walking through.
Antonio Pierce, the greatness of the Raiders. The Raiders. We're back. We'll be back. So anyway. You know, Steve Garvey, all the Dodgers guys, Don Sutton with the perm.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that? They all had the tight perms.
Yeah, even
all the
Burt
baseball
Reynolds, all
players,
these-
anybody who was anybody in L.A., a celebrity, would go on these game shows, dating shows, newlywed shows.
Yeah, but before they were quote unquote famous, they were all in these shows. A lot of actors, a lot of Burt Reynolds, a lot of guys that host game shows were all before they were hosting game shows. All went on the dating game, and a lot of Goldie Hawn was on it. I think Farrah Fawcett was on. Lee Majors, I think, was on it.
Yep.
I mean, way before you knew.
But the best part about those shows was the panelists. The panelists were the best.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of them weren't superstars, but they were great. Yes.
I have something about.
Wait a minute. You got to
Can't
put
hear
that.
you.
You got to
Can't
put
hear
that mic closer to your face, there.
I have something about Steve Garvey.
Still can't hear you.
Steve Garvey's running for Senate. You know,
he's
against
running
Adam, California.
He's running for Senate in California. Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, I know that, man.
I saw my book. I was like, wait, Steve Garvey?
Steve Garvey. We used to call him the real father of our country because he was like knocking up all these chicks in L.A. before Antonio Cromartie and all these
I
other
heard
guys.
He was a big a-hole, though.
No, he's a nice guy. But,
Was he? I heard he treated a lot. I've never met him.
I've met him. He's got the big forearms, you know. And
it was Popeye arms.
Popeye, yo.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I loved the Dodgers back then. Besides the Red Sox,
I would vote for him over Adam Schiff if it was for dog catcher. Adam Schiff is a thug and he's a criminal. He's a liar.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't live in California, so I can't vote. Can I vote absentee and use my old my old California driver's license like other people do and cheat? Anyway, we got a lot of stuff coming up. The TPC Scottsdale, that's teeing off in a couple of days. And then you got the Live tournament. And I haven't looked at the weather forecast because I haven't even turned the TV on.
It's been raining all day today.
I know it's been raining. I told you it's going to rain here, Pete. You kept telling me it was going to be nice.
Well, no, I just went by what was on the app here. So it's
Well,
going
give
to
me
be
the 5-day forecast.
Tomorrow looks better. 40 degrees and 54 and 54 and sunny. 5-day forecast. It's going to be. This is the last day of rain. 70% chance of rain. And then you see Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
But you
Pretty
see the
much
lows:
sunshine.
39, 36, 34.
Yep.
You know what that is, don't you? It's an outrage.
And then we have our home in Fort Myers, where it's 68 degrees right now and sunny.
Beautiful, man.
Oh, by the way.
Yes.
So in case I forget, Miss Robin, good news. And hopefully my friend Dave will have, well, that's okay. I'll wait for you.
Is Dave getting in today?
Hopefully. Dave has invited us to his Super Bowl party. He's going to have one, him and his lovely wife, Marie. So you guys are invited.
I did get Dave in.
Okay.
So he's coming tonight.
Dave's not here. Oh, and I mean,
No, he's not. No,
I
my
know
Dave.
it's Dave. It's a joke. It's from a movie. Wasn't that a Cheech and Chong movie? Where did that line come from? Dave's not here.
Up in smoke?
I don't
so
know.
What are we? Wait. What are we all invited to?
In Fort Myers, my good
But
friend.
you don't live
my
in
good
Fort Myers. We're going back to Florida where we live.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be invited too. My good friend Dave, you'll meet him. He's here.
We met him
tomorrow morning.
Is he still wearing shorts?
No.
Okay, because it's
No.
too cold for shorts. I put a jacket on this morning. First day, I put a jacket on.
But it's 70 degrees in here about that.
No, it's nice in here, but
There's
when
a
you're
lot of-
outside in the morning and it's raining and you're walking to get on the tram, you know, I don't want to get sick here in Vegas.
No, don't want that.
And by the way, we found the new song to put into the rotation, the classic from Dirty Vegas. Remember that song?
Oh yeah, yes.
Have you put that in the rotation now? Because I want that to be, because it's an underrated song.
Yeah, I haven't heard. You know what? I haven't heard in a while.
We played a little earlier today.
Oh, cool.
Without You, I think it's called.
I'm trying to think of some other Vegas songs that there's not a lot of. Maybe it's me. I'm trying to figure out tunes that have Las Vegas in them. Besides Viva Las Vegas, obviously the obvious one. I'm trying to think. You know, it's.
I'm telling you, one of the most underrated songs is from the group Dirty Vegas. You remember that? Days Go By.
Yeah.
Let me play. I'll play it right here
Okay.
for you. This is a great song.
Serenade me.
Yeah, here it is. What year was this? I know there's got to be a stupid commercial first.
When we first arrived at St.
It's for
Jude,
St.
it was
Jude, so
just
I'll let this
Claire and I.
PSA run.
Yes, okay.
She was still recovering
You can
from
skip it.
her brain surgery, and
I love
side
St. Jude.
effects
I'm
of
a
that.
donor. We are a donor to St. Jude. Here we go. Listen to this song. Crank it up a little bit.
Cool.
Dirty Vegas. I think they filmed it in Terribles. Remember Terribles was Terribles is
yeah.
still there right near the stadium.
What movie is this from? What movie is this from?
I don't know. It's their video. I don't think it was in the movie.
Oh, okay.
This is the official movie music video.
Days Go By. Okay.
You've heard this song.
Yeah.
Here he goes again.
He's gonna break dance on. He's put cardboard down on the sidewalk.
Here it goes. Here it comes. Yeah. And there's a guy doing like on a piece of cardboard on the sidewalk.
Old school break. Always
Yeah.
doing a robot, whatever.
Yeah, the guy's doing all the moves. Brother's doing all the funky robot. I don't think he breaks into the Michael Jackson. Does he do the moonwalk?
I would dislocate my knees.
Without You. How great is this song? Seriously. Carrot Top's going to be joining us soon. Have you ever interviewed Carrot Top?
No, I haven't, but I've never interviewed him. But so I get confused about who's coming here and who's going behind us. So
You have to stop here. It's happening here. It happens here.
I agree.
It happens here.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, he's got a show tonight, I believe, at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, he does a show every night.
Every night at 8 o'clock.
This is an underrated song and a great video. I don't think this was in the movie. This was just a video.
Oh, Dave got his day pass, so that's good.
Mike Golick bailed. Son of a bitch.
Golick didn't come by?
He came by, but he was going back there. You know who else is going to join us? Greg Papa, the voice of your San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
Once he gets off the air at 2 o'clock.
Bob's the voice of the Giants.
What's that?
I said Bob Papa's the voice of the Giants.
Not Bob Papa, Greg Papa.
I know, but
They're not related, you know.
Okay, that's right. It's interesting. A lot of people think they are.
No, they're not. There's a lot of Papas out there.
Yeah.
Papa Don't Preach, Big Papa, Papa Roach. It's a good song, though.
Yeah.
The guy went from a suit now to a jumpsuit.
thought she got struck by lightning.
I thought she got hit by a truck.
Yeah, well, whatever. She just didn't show up.
She didn't show up. The video's done, but the song's good.
Yeah.
I'm looking. We need more. Stephen Luker, who's the official researcher of the show. Can you find more Vegas songs? We got Viva Las Vegas. We got Dirty Vegas. What else?
Jenna just brought some up to me.
Who
So
did?
tell
Who
her
brought- Sheryl Crow had a Vegas song?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Leaving Las Vegas?
Leaving Las Vegas. That
might
was
be a
one of the
ballad.
most depressing movies ever made. Did you ever see
Oh,
Leaving
God,
Las
yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah, one of
they
Oscars.
show that at AA meetings. That's
Yeah.
how depressing that movie is.
Except for Elizabeth Shue's naked in a bunch of scenes.
Well, yeah, the nudity is okay. That's the best part. But
yeah, it's a really sad movie. It really is. But powerful. They got nominated for Oscars. I think it won for something.
Is this it here?
This is Sheryl Crow.
And let's hear this.
Yep.
Oh, there's a Barry Manilow
That's
Las
right,
Vegas
yeah,
song?
That's right, yeah. He performs them every night, too, just about.
Hootie and the Blowfish?
Well, Darius Rucker's in jail.
Yeah, I know. He should be leaving Las Vegas the next time he comes here right away. It's not a good place. By the way, the last time I had a cocktail, Pete, was Saturday night here in Las Vegas.
What is wrong with you?
It's a dry February for me.
Wow, I only had a couple last night, but...
I had zero cocktails.
Well,
you know what that is, don't you?
It's an outrage.
It is an outrage.
It is an outrage.
Katy Perry did a see. How am I not knowing remembering all these?
Because who listens to that? I don't listen to. How much music radio do you listen to now? I don't.
No, but I mean, we know a lot of songs about L.A. We know songs about New York, right?
Yep.
Chicago,
Absolutely.
my
Yep.
kind of town. New
Even
York,
Houston.
New York, Houston,
San Francisco,
Vegas is
Boston.
internationally known.
Yeah.
But there's nothing beats Viva Las Vegas by Elvis.
This is Katy Perry.
Let me hear Katy Perry. I'm over Katy Perry. Are you?
I was never.
She's all right.
My girl.
See, this doesn't sound like a Vegas song.
Get rid of this. Get rid
It
of
doesn't
this.
sound like Vegas.
Sounds like shit. I can't stand it.
Thank
Gives me
you,
a
Pete.
rash.
I'm
Yeah,
right
let
with you
me
there.
tell you something. The only one of those chicks that I love, the girls I love, is my girl Stephanie Germanotta, a.k.a. Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, yeah.
Is the
She
real
didn't do any
deal.
Vegas songs.
No, but I'm saying as far as the Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, all that stuff, I'll take Lady Gaga any day of the week and twice on Sunday. That girl,
she's all right.
She's awesome and she's gifted. And the thing that got me being
all
Gaga
Gaga over Lady Gaga.
No, but when she respects her Italian heritage,
Absolutely.
her parents amazingly, and I'll never forget with the late great Barbara Walters doing an interview with her, and she asked her to take off her sunglasses, and she did. She's like, I don't do this for everybody because the lights, I guess, really bothered her eyes and everything else. So she said, what would you like your fans to know? And this is like 15 years ago. And she's like, I wish anybody nowadays in music, just getting into it, would understand I'm classically trained, and without Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, Brahms, and all those others, we wouldn't have any of this. She says, my whole life was based, 3 years old, on being classically trained. And without that,
she started
we have nothing. She goes, and all my fans need to know that.
Yep.
They need to understand and appreciate classical music because nothing else would exist in any genre of music without the classics.
You're absolutely right. No, and she started out as a piano player.
She was
an amazing piano player.
You should see her old stuff in the clubs when she's 16 or 17 years old. She had long, dark hair, and obviously she couldn't drink or anything like that, but she was amazing what she did.
And her Tony Bennett show that she did with him was phenomenal.
That was fantastic. And the Bradley, A Star Is Born #4 with a remake Bradley Cooper. She was that exercise. That song "Shallow." I love it. But
you see who just came in, Robin? You see who that is? Oh, Robin's over there.
No.
But Sean Merriman was great, and obviously one of my great friends and great talents too. And he's not in the Hall of Fame, and that's an outrage.
Yeah. He was, we at the other place interviewed him every single year. He always came on with us promoting it. Was he still doing his MMA stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not talking about Sean Merriman. I'm talking about Lorenzo Neal.
Lorenzo Neal.
Lorenzo Neal. I mean, they both played together in San Diego.
Yes.
But Lorenzo Neal, great fullback. Oh, and the fullback position is coming back.
Phenomenal.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a credential? You have a day pass?
Day pass.
Don
Fredericks.
Don Fredericks. I remember you. You used to be Don Martin.
Long ago.
Formerly Guido. Formerly Nunzio. Formerly L.A. Formerly KLAC. Formerly Fox Sports Radio. Formerly Informal.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Still looks good, man. He got beautiful hair. What happened to me? Look at me and look at Don Martin. He used to be my boss. It's an outrage. So you're blaming Robin for me becoming a battered performer? Have a seat there, Dad. I got to get you on here. It's not my style to rip. I went over there and looked at the Fox. I was talking to Dave Weiss and all these other guys down there. I didn't see Weiss wasn't building up the Fox Sports Radio set over the weekend. I was disappointed.
Sure he was.
No, he wasn't. He came here yesterday. There was all these guys. It's a union shop. Put the damn headsets on, man. You new to this radio
he's been
business?
here since Friday. He left the office. I know.
I was over there looking Saturday and Sunday. I did not see Dave Weiss there. I saw all these other people putting stuff up.
So I'm just trying to figure this out. I saw Miss Robin. I'm going TBSN. Woo.
My own network now.
You are big time. I remember when you just were with us at Fox only. Now you're bigger than Fox.
I am. This is the biggest network on the planet. You know how I know that? Because the voiceover guy says that.
Oh, does he?
No. So I moved to Florida to retire. That's the story. And then this other guy who was in radio said, hey, he met me. I used to listen to you in Madden. He says, you should have your own digital radio station. I said, I didn't come down here to work again. So then we put this together. We got Pete Sheppard, who used to be at EEI. Do you know?
Hi, Pete.
Remember
How are you?
WEEI?
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Like, they were dominant in the mornings in Boston back in the day.
I did afternoons, but yeah, we're dominant there too.
I mean, the afternoons, yeah.
On AM, for Christ's sake. Wasn't even FM yet.
Well, AM's still cranking in L.A., KLAC.
We're killing it, guys. Come on, but it's the home of the Dodgers
LA's
because we have $1.4 billion worth of baseball players now.
Exactly right.
They're all my boys from the Red Sox, too.
And then they threw in a couple of nice Japanese guys.
Exactly,
There's a little guy named Yamamoto and a little guy named Otani.
Do they know that the sushi's not really good in L.A.? I mean, what's the matter with those guys?
What do you mean?
No, I'm joking.
I mean, L.A., the second largest Japanese population in the world.
I'm joking, Don.
You used to be there.
I know. I used
now
to go
you're
to
in Florida?
One of my favorite places was Tokyo Dells. You ever been there?
No.
It's the greatest sushi place, and I don't even eat sushi. But it's like a whole theatrical thing. They have two seatings. You go in there, and then everybody's Japanese, so it's legit. And the sushi's good, and then they have performers, and the waiters perform, and they're singing, and everybody's doing sake bomb. And then everybody has a sake bomb. It's not a touristy place because the locals go there. You know it's good when it's just not a tourist place.
I agree.
If it's a tourist place, it sucks, right?
So, yes, you're right. So I want to go back in time for a minute here because you were talking about EEI.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time that Tony Bruno was the biggest morning show in America.
A couple of times, I think, maybe.
I know. And I had you both times, I think.
Exactly right.
But you were national.
Yeah, but I was doing local
national,
LA, too.
But he also was local LA, absolutely.
Local LA.
I mean,
I did
LA
mornings.
is basically national.
Yep.
I did every tape part in LA. I did morning
yes,
drive.
you did. We even had you on in the evening.
I did night times. I did late night. I did
one of
middays.
the best talent I ever worked with.
Who's that?
You.
Oh, thank you. I thought you were talking about Petros.
You. No.
Petros
I mean, we
and
go
Monty.
way, way back. Well, Petros and Money are still on. I mean,
know
they're
that.
doing their thing. I mean, wow.
The business has changed. It's all the thing about me as I get older, you have to embrace the future. You know, I still have problems with the internet and stuff, but it's not because I'm old. It's all digital now. You know, I used to know how to cut tape. Pete with the same thing. Same era. I'm older
There's
than
no
Pete.
such
but
thing as
you used to
tape
be able to mark the
what is
tape
that?
and get the little grease pencil on there. Mark the.
There's only a handful of people left out there that know what you're saying.
I know that.
Don't even show that.
And
right
they're
now.
all dead now.
Don't show that, Tony. Don't show that. I mean, this is 30 years for me with iHeart, and I mean, altogether, 21 in L.A.
Yeah.
Wow.
I loved that. I mean, it was L.A. 11 years out there. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I
you
loved
worked
L.A.
for the last 7 years before I got to the Tony Bruno Sports Network, and coming from New England, I got a job at ESPN Southwest Florida right away. And you probably know my old partner was Craig Sheeman.
Yes. Craig well.
Yeah.
Craig was
Sheeman
out
and
here with
Cilio
Fox
were
as
on there.
well.
Yeah, Sheeman was there.
Trust me, when they go
We've
bankrupt,
had a lot of people come through Fox Sports
when
Radio.
they go bankrupt, he'll be here too. It's like, cheap shot. Is it too soon? No, it isn't.
Well, I mean, we know there are a lot of radio companies in
And
trouble.
I know Jason Wolf well.
Jason Wolf, absolutely.
Good man.
Great man. Yeah,
Good
great
man.
program director. Yes.
So no, there's some folks that cross over. But here's the thing: we can talk about the past, but you guys are now doing the future.
Exactly, and I embraced the digital
we
thing
don't
years
even
ago.
talk about that stuff anymore. Robin will hit you in the back of the head with a stick. You keep bringing up stuff from 65 to dead.
Well, I'm part of the 65 to dead.
No. Your demo is literally 18 to 30 right now.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
You are a cool dude.
People love. I mean, we have interns here, and the people learning. You know, look at that. There's a radio station that's all college kids doing online radio.
And people were saying radio is dying.
But it's not really radio. It's online. It's digital.
Well, Tony, the thing is, it's all the same. They just need to change the name.
I hear you.
It's our content.
Yep.
You know what's thriving? Talk.
Absolutely.
How long you been doing talk? Don't even say it, but a long time.
Yes.
I've been doing 38 years. You're going to be 50.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like
at
a
least
long
50,
time doing talk. So when they say it's dying, no, it's blowing up.
Absolutely.
Right now, it's blowing up.
Now, even with AI, because people said eventually, we can digitize our voices, because a lot of the music stations now are voice tracked. There's no DJ in there anymore.
Well, that's
Ryan
because
Seacrest,
the music is the talent.
Music is the talent. You're right. And so the day of the legendary DJs. Now the legendary DJs are doing clubs and making millions of dollars, right?
Yes.
The old school DJs, they're not thriving anymore. The Wolfman Jacks and those guys, Casey Kasem, those days are over. But there's still great voice talents who do voice work, and then they're on like 100,000 radio stations all over the country.
Petros and Money still do your voice every day.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah. They play little bits of your voice, and they do your voice every day.
Well, I'm glad I leave a mark wherever I was.
You have a great voice. It's staying. It's sticking. I mean, the key is moving it forward in the world we're in right now. It's an old baseball term. You got to be a 5-tool player to be on the air.
Exactly.
Over the air, digitally on the stream, on-demand podcast, original podcast, social, and then some video.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to do it all. You can't do the one-trick pony anymore. Look in front of you. You're doing it all.
Absolutely.
This is outstanding.
My
I'm very
360
proud of you.
machine has now been replaced by this thing here. You know what I mean?
It's a Stream Deck.
Stream Deck. That's the future. Even Pete got one now.
I got what's great.
Everybody's got Stream Decks now.
You guys are too good for me.
Look at this, man. Look at the equipment we have here.
Tony Bruno does everything.
He does everything.
He does everything.
We even lugged our own equipment in here. We even our own roadies. We have roadies. We're our own.
You even do camera work.
We do everything. We got digital. We got who's over there? Oh, it's your buddy Dave.
But unbelievable. You got these young guys working with you, too. I'm very proud of you.
I'm proud. I got to say this about Fox Sports Radio. It says over there.
We started it all with
the premier sports lineup in the nation. And I worked at ESPN and Fox. But right now, there's no doubt that when you look, and again, I'm not knocking any talent on any networks.
Well, we get it.
But Fox, you guys have, without a doubt, the most recognizable lineup in sports because, with all due respect, I don't know most of the people on ESPN. And a lot of the people on Fox worked at ESPN, and it's a world where people move around and they find their place, and then the water levels out. And so you guys are killing it now. And, ESPN is still obviously a brand. I mean, they're never going to go away. But you used to be able to tell you knew who the morning show was. You knew who Afternoon Drive. You know who the day parts were.
Do you know how many times they changed formats when I was there? Because we were the only local show on a 50,000-watt station, Craig and I. And besides a local fishing show on Saturday and a golf show on Sunday.
Well, you got to have golf and fishing on a weekend.
Do you realize how many times in the last 3 years that they changed formats and everything else? Our digital guy was going nuts because he couldn't get the lineup straight. They would change him every other. Look, I could go into. It was bad decision making. It's okay now what they were doing over there, but it was doomed to fail when they started. When Mike and Mike left, and the way the consultants or anybody else constructed day parts on that station was a freaking joke. If I was there, I would have fired all of them and done it myself because they just put the wrong. You can't change formats like that 3 or 4 times over a 2-year period.
Exactly, because that's what the thing about talk show host.
It's like Belushi. He's on a roll. Just
he is on. Just let him go, man.
I have such a problem with major corporations now doing this, and everybody thinks they could put their thumbprint on. What are you doing? You heard some of those. I don't have to say the names. They were fucking embarrassing. Embarrassing.
And we can say fucking embarrassing here because we're digital. Can you say it over there?
No.
I've said it to collective faces, so I don't care. You know?
No.
We don't curse to curse, though, Don. We curse
we
when it's
don't.
only necessary, like when there's an outrage here.
There was an outrage.
And you know, as the President Obama once said,
It's an outrage.
and that's what it is. And that's one of my
Well, nobody
signature
wants to hear
lines.
the truth in this business. I speak the truth all the time. I've been doing it 38 years. I've seen the most idiotic consultants and general managers come in and bleep up so many stations, ruin so many lives for what? Because they want to put their thumbprint on the station, even though the station and the shows have been incredibly successful. But they're going to come in and they're going to say, hey, you know, one person out of 100,000 hates you, so we're going to change everything around. It's so stupid.
You're talking to a man who understands all this. You're preaching to the choir.
I'm just here to listen.
And that's why I have my
He's
antagonist shirt on
teaching
today.
right now. I'm just listening. He's up on that pulpit preaching.
I am.
This is
That's
what I.
right.
This is
Those
my.
were all his opinions, Tony. Those were all his opinions. I have
You know
nothing
me
ill
for
to
a
say
long
about
time, Don.
Anybody else's network.
Antagonist.
You are an antagonist.
That's
yes.
what I do. That doesn't mean you're insulting or.
No, you just antagonize.
Exactly. And that's not bad,
It's just,
right?
It's
Is that
just
bad?
poking. It's just poking.
You got to poke the bear every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Exactly.
Well, guys, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate
Craig,
this.
you said hello. We still keep in touch. You know?
Absolutely.
He'll be on
And
the show.
Petros, every time I try to get Petros and money, they don't respond to me. They don't follow me on Twitter. You tell them sons of bitches.
I'm going to tell him.
You tell them.
I'm going to tell him.
Tell them. I call them. I try to
Dude,
get Petros
if
on.
Robin calls or
money.
if Tony calls, you have to go on.
Yeah.
Tim Cates comes on with us.
We're going to tell him you have to go on.
Yeah.
Man, by the way, still love Tim Cates.
Timmy's great people.
He's a great guy.
Awesome.
Good.
His kids are all
seeing you.
grown up, man. It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
yeah. No, dude, they're all getting old on me.
They're all in college.
I'm the only one not getting old. They're all getting old on me. But good catching
And
up
you stay
with
the same age, Don.
You're a good
meeting
man. Nice
Thank you.
meeting you too. Take
The
care.
great Don Martin, the man who runs L.A. radio, not just
jeez.
Fox Sports and not just KLAC and the Lakers and the Dodgers. He runs Los Angeles.
Far away as he can.
As far away as he can. He always runs.
Come on, boys.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Don Martin. Let's give him a roaring round of applause.
Nice.
How many people could put their former bosses on and say, hey, he still likes me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I was this bad guy that some people portray me as.
I hope he didn't get.
No. He loved that stuff.
Oh, no. I'm not.
I mean, can you see that there's still mutual respect? You can work for people.
Absolutely.
I didn't leave because of Don Martin. I left because my contract was up, and they hired me back in Philly to do the morning show, and then they didn't put me on in the morning show. So that's what happens.
It's ridiculous.
But I don't hold grudges. I still respect people.
I hold grudges.
I can't hold grudges. I'm too old for
grudges. Well, I mean, only to a certain point. I hold a lot of grudges in this bit. Not for people. The offenses are not against me.
Right.
Well, a few of them have been, but the grudges I hold go deep into the soul of corporate radio of America.
Well, me too. I've been standing up to corporate radio.
Stupidity.
I was doing that back when it was Infinity Broadcasting. I would rip Mel Karmazin and those guys, and I was working for them.
Are we taking a quick break here?
I don't know, Robin. What's next on the agenda here? I mean, we had a special guest, Don Martin. You can't get bigger than Don Martin when you talk about radio executives.
Yeah, I got to pee and I got to say hi to a couple people. Then we'll come back. Obviously, I'll be back.
Should we get a cup? Can we get a trash can?
You know what? Why don't we go to break? Because as soon as we come back, the fabulous Carrot Talk will be coming.
Oh, beautiful, man.
He is coming up at the top
We're
of the
going to
hour.
do a pee break, and you're going to play a little music, so don't go away. The party stays on. We don't stop. We'll break. Instead of playing endless commercials, Brian Billick's coming up. Carrot Top is coming up. Speaking of LA icons, the great Jake Warner. Big brother Jake's coming on today. It's been and it's only Tuesday,
Only
Pete.
Tuesday, baby.
It's only Tuesday.
Yes.
Dude, we're killing it.
Yes.
Sort of, I guess. And we haven't even talked about the game.
You're listening to Tony Bruno Sports Network. Tony didn't invent sports radio. He perfected it.